The national champion is clad in big orange.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the ball game. The national champion is clad in big orange.
At Summit and Destiny have met 7 times before. Tonight is number 8.
Tennessee Volunteers have wrapped up an SEC outright regular season title. Connect with
the SEC runs through Rocky Top. Tennessee wins the SEC regular season crown for the 2nd consecutive season.
the 1-0. Indiana, right center field. Rock's on the move. Rock get there. Tennessee walks it off. It's a misstep. Deep three. Come on now. And don't connect. Rocky trying this time. Indeed. New hand jam. Down the middle. Got it. On the fly. It's high and again. And he's going to take it. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Hey, how much fun is this?
Man, Rocky Top. This is college football and it's absolute fun.
Welcome into another episode of the Vols Fanatics Show. I am your host, Skylar, tonight. Yeah, Michael actually gave me permission to open up tonight, get wrecked. My co-host, Michael, how are we doing? And by the way, because I didn't say it last week, happy Father's Day, my man.
I appreciate it, man. And I love how, I have to give you permission to be able to open the show.
That's what a producer does, like you just, I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
I mean, we normally go back and forth with opening the show. I just do everything else in the background while you do everything out in front of the camera type of deal. But no, I appreciate the Father's Day wish, and I actually got to give you a shout out as well. Happy birthday, man! Yesterday being your birthday, so I hope you had a really good one.
The big 2-2. I'm joking. 26. The Lord blessed me with another year. Happy to celebrate. Got to celebrate with friends, family. Not all the family, unfortunately. Just that's part of it when you move away from your home. Yeah. So that was kind of tough. But other than that, made the most of it. Got to enjoy. You would never believe what I did for my birthday, Michael.
Let me see. You probably worked.
No, I don't think I did this weekend, but I was on a boat.
On a boat.
Yep, you missed it. It's unfortunate. It's okay. No, before we get into too much, I do want to let you guys know who is the heartbeat of the show and who allows us to do this, and that is P&L Business Services. P&L Business Services, by the way, is a full-service bookkeeping, payroll, tax, and consulting firm for small to mid-sized businesses where it's your numbers, our passion, and we empower you to grow your business. Behind every successful business is a great bookkeeper. Trust the fine folks at Oak Ridge, Tennessee right now, today, with all your bookkeeping needs. Did you see what I did there? I changed it up a little bit. They gave me 2 paragraphs to read, but they highlighted the one that they want me to read. I went off script today. It's fine. I think people need to know who P&L is, and we appreciate them for their continued support. Michael, I want to know, what's the rundown? What are we talking about today?
So tonight,
semi shout out Oklahoma World Series champs.
We don't have to do that.
You know what is cool?
What's that?
North Carolina was our region, and they went all the way to the championship game. So, it makes me not feel any better because we didn't even lose to North Carolina. But
no, you know what? You know what stings, and it's crazy how the baseball guys do this sometimes. So anybody that has an X account, if you don't follow the account Sullen Surf on X, you ought to do that. He is he's funny. He's also very passionate, but he had the perfect tweet for this whole situation with Oklahoma winning. So his tweet said, "The baseball guys can be super cruel because we beat Oklahoma in the last series of the regular season. Oklahoma was the first team or was put out in the first round of the SEC tournament.
They did. They went one and done.
Tennessee was the first team to be put out in the NCAA tournament. And Oklahoma wins the whole dang thing."
I think that's the beauty in baseball, though.
It is.
I think baseball is one of the few sports still out there where, like, all you got to do is make the tournament. And I mean, you still got to be a decent team. Don't get me wrong, but like if you make the tournament, you are a decent team. If that, I mean, like, not that long ago, Ole Miss was the last team in and goes and wins the whole dang thing. And Oklahoma, very similar. I mean, they were kind of like on the brink.
They were on the bubble.
Yeah, they were really on the brink of not even making the tournament. They go through and not only that, man, they had one of the worst like Omaha draws, and they just like swept them all. I mean, not swept, but like they ran through it. I mean, they literally had to play the top 8 seed. I think they played number 7, number 5, number 3. I don't know. I think Georgia was number 3, and then they had to play Kansas. Who did they play the first game? Who was the number 7 seed? Do you remember? It was like the very first round they had to play. But they got through them. Then they had to play Kansas in the Super Regionals or whatever. I don't know.
Was it Auburn?
I don't know.
Auburn got put out in the Super.
But once they got in the World Series, they literally had to play nothing but the top 8 ranked teams, and they handled it, man. It was awesome. It was cool to see.
Yeah, and you know, they almost did sweep all the way through it because their only loss in the entire
was the championship
College World Series was in Game 2 of the championship series. So
yep. That's enough about that, though. I'm sorry. I just that was some big news in the sports world. College, it's whatever. NBA draft tonight.
I was going to say we are on NBA draft watch for Nate Ament.
I'm calling it right now. I just have a hunch. The 11th pick.
I don't know what pick they get.
He's not going to be.
I hadn't looked that far into it, but I think that Nate Ament goes to the Chicago Bulls. I think they're around 13.
Oh, well, dang. I don't do the research on that. I just had a hunch on 11, so I'm just going to go with that. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what pick they have, but I'm thinking Chicago Bulls is where he
Rick
goes.
Barnes is there supporting him. Thought that was pretty cool. Seen that video?
Rick Barnes is there supporting.
I love how he joked and said that he should have called him about his suit next time. He said, should have called me. But yeah.
Yeah. I do want to make mention before we get too far into this that we are the official Tennessee podcast of the College Huddle. So make sure that you do check out the College Huddle. We are a community of independent podcasts. There is 80 plus podcasts that are a part of this College Huddle. So make sure you check that out. And once again, we are the official Tennessee sponsor. We appreciate Eric Boggs, the founder of the College Huddle, for coming to us and asking us to be a part of that. And since then, we've done nothing but grow along with everyone else around us.
I can't believe he found us. I mean, we had like 180 subscribers.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even know.
Not much more than that, but like we're growing. You know, it's fine.
We didn't even know what we were doing at that point. And I question sometimes if we still know what we're doing, but we know more than we did then.
I don't. But,
no,
you know,
but
we're talking ball.
Yeah, but do make sure that you go like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, the rundown for tonight's show. Tonight, we're going to switch gears a little bit from the just strictly football side of things we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. We have SEC opponents and their destinations where they've been announced for Tennessee Lady Vols and men's basketball. So those are going to be segments 1 and 2 tonight.
Talking basketball, dude? That's crazy.
Not too much basketball.
Guys, y'all can't tell Michael loves basketball. Just FYI. Like, more than I love football, which is
what else were we really going to talk about? There's not a lot of news to talk about right now. But I do have a little brief. I do have a brief thing that I want to talk about at the start of our football segment at the end.
Are we getting BGG?
Cannot confirm nor deny right now. Because he hasn't committed yet. So I'm waiting on you to sell that boat so that just every single bit of that profit can go towards his NIL deal, you know?
Buddy, what profit? When you sell a boat, there's no profit. Look, I'm sorry that I gave off that intent. Like, there is absolutely no profit in selling a boat, big dog.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I would try.
Yeah, but no, I do have a little bit of a topic I want to talk about at the beginning of our football segment, something that was announced today. A little bit of a teaser for that one. But then our final segment, it is going to be, we're going to rank the other 11 SEC coaches. You can do it based off of just power rankings from last year. I'll let you decide on that. Or we can do their overall tenure at their school. Because we ranked the 5 newest head coaches, how we think that hire is going to go a couple weeks ago. So we're going to do the remaining 11 tonight. But before we get into all this,
remaining 11, or do we just rank the coaches as they are? You know, because we were only doing the first year head coach at their school. So, like, does that make sense? Like, do we just include them in the top 16? We'll make it quick, but like,
mean, we can do that. I feel like would those 5 not be like the bottom 5, or do you have any of them
No,
above
because one of them
current head
was
coaches?
no, because Alex Golish is not in my bottom 5 or 6 for head coaches. I'll tell you that right now.
Fair enough.
Pull
So
a Josh Pitt. No, I would never.
I mean, we can definitely just go ahead and rank all 16. That's fine. I mean, it won't take too long to do some of those.
Oh, I haven't
newer
heard
head
about that
coaches.
actually. I've been not listening. Rhonda asked about Sorsby having to wait. Yeah, did he get into that conventional whatever draft that they were talking about?
So,
Yeah.
I tell you what. Let me give our segment 1 sponsor.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going off on
Yeah.
a tangent already.
No, you're
We're going to
fine.
have to get back on the train tracks, okay?
Yeah, let me give our segment 1 sponsor, and then I'll mention that because Rhonda, thank you for bringing that up because that's actually some very interesting news.
She's telling us, hey, you're my new producer. You're my director.
Yeah,
Okay, this is awesome.
That's right. That's right. Our segment 1 sponsor, it is Optimal Asbestos Services.
Come on.
Optimal Asbestos Services offers detailed asbestos inspections and air quality assessments. Whether you're looking to secure your home or workplace, you can trust Optimal Asbestos Services deliver thorough and reliable solutions. You can contact Jeff Mull at 865-223-3297 for your consultation today, or go on the web at optimalasbestosservices.com. So, about the Brendan Sorsby news, it's actually very ironic. You know, just last week we came on and talked about how this whole ordeal ended, where him and Texas Tech, they mutually agreed to part ways. Brendan Sorsby was going to enter the supplemental draft for the NFL and would not play college ball. The NFL, I believe it's the NFLPA, came out today, the Players Association came out today and announced there will not be a supplemental draft this season. And the only way that he's allowed to enter the NFL is in the 2027 NFL draft.
I've seen that comment, Rhonda. Thank you so much.
That is
good riddance.
Yes. I mean, kudos to the NFL for this because they just said that gambling on a sport, gambling on your own team, it's got its consequences. And we're not going to let that slide like you were trying to get in college. Because if he had stayed and basically that injunction that went down where it was just going to be a 2-game suspension and he was going to be playing.
He literally screwed himself because he had eligibility and then threw it away for the NFL.
Yes. Now, would he have had eligibility at the very end of it? Who knows?
But the thing is the college football landscape would have burned if he would have played. So I don't care if he even won the game. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just the fact that he'd have been on the field, it would have been pretty bad. So, no, this is good riddance. This is... Mm-hmm. Sorry, buddy. You can't sit there and play. Like, what a disrespect, by the way, to the people that like actually have a problem. And I don't even mean gambling problem. But he literally tried to say, oh, I have an addiction, thus I shouldn't have to face consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Like, brother, I'm sorry, but if people have drug addictions, they still go to jail. Like, they still have possession. Like, it's still a legal issue. And I understand this is college, football, sports, there's NCAA rules. But, like, honestly, it was still a legal issue. He was gambling. He was caught gambling under the age of 21.
Yep.
So he's lucky he's not in like jail or serving a fine or something like that. Like, no, he just got his eligibility revoked. I thought it was pretty low down for him to try to claim that an addiction basically grants him a get out of free jail card. So I'm happy to see that he is serving some sort of a punishment. And it's really, I mean, it is a punishment because as a player you want to play. So that is a big punishment, but like at the end of the day, like grand scheme of things, like it's not even that harsh of a punishment, especially knowing that the NFL is still on the table next year.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not an NFL fan. I know you're not a huge NFL fan either, but kudos to the NFL for not allowing him to be able to just go right in and play. So, all right, back on topic for tonight. Let's start with the Lady Vols. So obviously the SEC women's, they play 16 total conference games, and we don't have dates yet, but 16 conference games on the slate. Here are the home games that the Lady Vols will have this next season. They'll be playing
Please, no South Carolina,
Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and South Carolina will all be at home.
I'm actually okay with that.
You're getting
You get LSU and South Carolina at home.
Yes.
I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
I was just hoping to not play South Carolina, period. But no, I'm fine with that.
I think you do play everybody once, and then there's one team that you rotate and you play twice in a season for women's basketball.
Okay, right on. Bet.
So the away games, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, that is your team that you're playing twice this season.
Easy.
Mississippi State, Missouri, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. I feel like that's not a bad slate.
Texas,
overall
I think, stands out to me as the hardest away game.
Yes, 100%. Vanderbilt's going to be a tough one, too.
Yep.
Vanderbilt is not going anywhere in women's basketball.
No,
not right now.
Vanderbilt, in general, athletics, they're so much better than what they were,
Yes.
5 years ago. So kudos to them. But
Yeah.
in general, I still think Texas probably stands out to me as the hardest away game. Mm-hmm. And then maybe Vanderbilt. I don't know. I don't want to give them that much credit.
I would say that's probably the second most difficult game.
It's not Mississippi State. It's not Arkansas. It's not Kentucky.
Kentucky's a fairly tough game. They've been pretty decent the last couple of years.
Still Kentucky.
So a couple of notes that it says here. 7 of Tennessee's foes this year are ranked in the way too early top 25. Includes number 1 South Carolina, number 7 LSU, number 14 Ole Miss, number 18 Kentucky, and number 23 Oklahoma. Those are all the
Texas
home
gets
games.
some disrespect, brother.
Well, those are all the home games.
Oh, okay. My fault.
And then 2 teams that they facing on the road: Vanderbilt, number 6.
Yeah, I was going to say
and
that.
Texas, number 13.
Oh, okay.
So according to this, you get your toughest games overall on the schedule at home this year.
I'm cool with that.
Yep.
I'm cool with that. And let's just be blunt. I mean, Kim Caldwell needs all the help metric wise she can get. There's a lot riding on this year, and I think she knows that. The honeymoon phase is over. So this is year 3, and you're in a reset year, and it better be the best year you've had here on Rocky Top.
Yeah, 100%. Because if you have a season anywhere similar to what you had last year, it's probably sayonara Kim Caldwell at that point. You've got to have a big jump from last season.
I agree. Cool.
I'm trying to pull up the schedule real quick just to see. I know we don't have dates for the SEC yet. I'm trying to look at the notable non-conference games that Lady Vols have for next season.
I'm so glad Tennessee Football 247 came in here and actually talked about something that I want to talk about. But, how many days away are we? What's that countdown down
Today
to?
is 74 days.
Ooh, buddy, that's less than a
74
football
days.
drive if you took a fair catch. So let's go, baby. Come on now.
Yeah. So it looks like notable opponents that Tennessee will have in the non-conference. There's only 2 of them listed right now. You have Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech on December the 3rd for the SEC ACC Women's Basketball Challenge. And then you're playing against Baylor at Bridgestone Arena on December the 18th.
Come on now. That'll
Might
be a
have
fun
to try to
game.
get tickets to that one. That's my birthday, so might have to try to go to that one.
What day was that?
December the 18th.
Gotta be honest, what a terrible birthday.
Exactly a week before Christmas.
I know. I was going to say, all your presents are at one time of the year, man. Like me being June, it's awesome. It's every 6 months, which, now, whatever. But, growing up, it was every 6 months, baby. It was awesome. But, man, my brother's December 20th, and my parents always just bundled it up. We never got a birthday and a Christmas. It was terrible.
It's all one thing.
All at once. So, at least you got a massive Christmas and birthday, hopefully. But, yeah, it would suck to have to wait 12 months.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but yeah, sometimes it does suck.
It's not like you get to choose your birthday. I'm just
no.
or maybe you can. The way the world works these days, I don't know.
Mom, I'm gonna stay in here a little while longer.
Yeah, I don't feel like my birthday is in June. Okay, like
I feel like
we don't need to do this.
I'm an August baby. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm sorry, we shouldn't even brought that up. But no, what's the men's basketball schedule looking like?
Yeah, so men's basketball, we have got. Actually, I tell you what, because we have had a pretty long segment here, even though we didn't do the segment 1 sponsor until midway through. Let's do our segment 2 sponsor before we talk about men's basketball. So our segment 2 sponsor, it is Kaizen Painting. Do you want a colorful life? Kaizen is a painting and drywall company that provides residential, commercial, exterior, and interior services. At Kaizen Painting, we understand the importance of a beautifully painted home and properly installed and repaired drywall. We're here to bring your vision to life. We care about providing you with a personalized, efficient, and quality service. If you live in Knoxville and surroundings, contact us for a free estimate at KaizenPainting.com. Color your life the Kaizen way. So Tennessee men's basketball. So on the men's side, you have 18 SEC opponents. So you play everybody once, and then you have 3 teams that you rotate, and you will play twice in the season.
Yep.
So obviously, Tennessee has 2 of them that are annual. It is Kentucky and Vanderbilt that you will play home and home. This year, Missouri is your other home and home.
Oh, what a win.
I like that.
What a win.
Tennessee.
7 toes up. I'm sorry, big dog, but like that is a win. I'll take that.
Yes. Home games at TBA this year. Alabama, big win. Arkansas, another big win. Florida, probably the biggest win of all so far. And then you get Georgia, who wasn't shabby this year, Mississippi State, and South Carolina as the home games in Knoxville. The road games this year, you got Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Texas, and Texas A&M.
It's a little tough.
I feel like once again, though, I'm completely okay with the teams that Tennessee got at home. I feel like Alabama, Arkansas, and Florida, those are the toughest 3 teams that you will play this year, excluding your home and home series with Kentucky and Vanderbilt. Because Vanderbilt, once again, like we talked about women's basketball, they're not going away on the men's side either. Mark Byington has got that team cooking where they need to be, and Tyler Tanner's coming back for Vanderbilt. That's not going to be an easy game. But as far as your home games go, the teams that you're just playing once, Alabama, Arkansas, and Florida is probably going to be your 3 toughest. You get them at home. As far as the road games go, Auburn, they're always tough to play down at Auburn, but I'm not as worried about them now as I was because it's Stephen Pearl. It's not Bruce Pearl that's coaching. I will say that louder for those in the back as well. It is Stephen Pearl, not Bruce Pearl. So LSU, they're probably going to be better because they got Will Wade, but apparently he's in trouble once again, which is basically just that's the Will Wade thing to do, just get in trouble.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, Oklahoma, both of them are pretty decent opponents. Texas, they can be good, they can be bad. But Texas A&M, that's probably your toughest road game if I had to bet right now going into next season. And Rhonda did say it, next season, you get Jalen Carey twice, as Jalen Carey did transfer to Missouri. So you welcome him into TBA. You also go to Missouri to face off against him.
That's what I wanted. I just looked up. I wanted to see where all the players went. And it looks like Amari Evans went to Texas. Jalen Carey went to Missouri. JP Estrella, fun fact, possibly entering the portal again after he went to Michigan, and Michigan's head coach just departed to the NBA. So JP Estrella now, thanks to the NCAA rule where if a coach leaves, it gives you a little bit of a window. I'm really interested to see what he does. Cade Phillips, however, Texas A&M. Yeah. Bishop Boswell's Maryland. So you're probably not going to see Bishop Boswell.
I believe you are actually going to face him
in a tournament.
You're going to play them in the Players Era Festival.
Got him. Okay, so you're literally having to play every single one of your former players. Clarence Masamba, by the way, still in the portal, I think, which is wild. But cool. Because Jacoby Gillespie, Felix Alpara, Amari Abram, Grant Hurst, Nate Ament, all gone or in the draft. You've got Dwayne Brown, Troy Henderson, Gavin Paul, and Campbell Duncan all returning. And then, of course, we've got the incoming transfer. I'm not going to go through that. But anyways, cool. I just wanted to see where our former players went because we did lose a lot of them.
Yep. And then notable non-conference games that Tennessee has this year. They will be hosting Michigan State.
Oh, what a
Tom
game.
Izzo to town.
Oh, what a game.
They're going to be hosting Florida State. I
Hey.
believe that's part of the
he's going?
SEC. Yep.
Don't matter the cost. I got good news for you, buddy. I don't think it's going to be that expensive. So go
Probably
enjoy
not
it.
for that one, but
Go enjoy it.
That's part of the SEC ACC challenge.
That's right.
So Will Wade, it's part of the way that he left North Carolina State. I think he
Yeah, you think?
I think he was trying to pull players away from North Carolina State. Hey, come to LSU with me type of deal, and he didn't do it legally. So I mean, it's always going to be something with him. But
It's always going to be something at LSU. You think they care about legal?
Yep. No, they don't.
All right.
Non-conference road game against Purdue. It's going to be a big one. Neutral site.
Well, they don't have Zach Edey, so
They don't, but Purdue has also had our number as of lately.
we ain't got. I mean, we won that ball game.
We did.
I don't care what anybody said.
Yep. Neutral site game against former Tennessee associate head coach Justin Gainey.
Yeah, I knew that was coming at some point.
That game is going to be held in Bridgestone in Nashville.
And he went where Will Wade left, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So good for Justin Gainey.
Yeah,
Man, I miss Jordan Gainey.
He's
He was such
a
baller.
former. Yeah, he was, and he's a former North Carolina State player. So
That's
I mean,
right.
going back to his
Going
his
home.
alma mater.
Can't fault him for that.
Yeah, good on him. And he waited around for the right job. He could have left several years ago, but he waited around until he got the job that he wanted.
That's right.
So kudos to him. And then they will be playing against. So these are possible opponents. I do know that Tennessee will be facing off against Maryland first. This is in the Players Era Festival in Las Vegas early in the season. I believe it's the week before Thanksgiving or week of Thanksgiving, something like that. Possible opponents: Iowa State, San Diego State, St. John's, Oregon, Louisville, or Texas Tech. So that just depends on if Tennessee wins or loses
Texas.
some of their games. But I do know that they're facing off against Maryland first. So what a non-conference slate.
Tech. Yeah, man. Basketball's always. I mean, it's gonna be fun, but the problem is the first about the first 15 games. I don't typically lock in because I'm so worried about the way that
fully into football season.
Yeah, man. I mean, between the end of November and December, I'm still locked into football, especially if Tennessee's still really playing for something. So yeah, but usually the Christmas break, whatever, the kind of like the final couple of weeks of non-conference play for basketball. That's when I really lock in. So that way, when we go into conference play after the new year, I am kind of locked in, know exactly what to expect from our team and how to roll.
Yep, absolutely. So those are the non-conference opponents and their destinations for Tennessee men's and women's basketball. So Skylar,
Oh no.
what you got?
I just got a live update that the NCAA Division I cabinet has officially voted to approve the age-based eligibility model, which means if your boy wanted to go be a kicker in his 30s, I can't.
Well, let's just give our segment 3 sponsor real quick because that was actually going to be my surprise segment. But there we
what?
go. That was going to be my surprise topic for the football. For the start of the football segment.
Really?
Talking about that. Because there is more to it than that.
My bad. You can thank my Twitter feed for just now giving me that notification. But yeah, my bad. All right, cool. Let's who is our sponsor, by the way, for segment 3?
Our segment 3 sponsor, it is Bowie's Heating and Air. And we've got a video from them detailing their sponsorship.
At Bowie's Heating and Air, we offer 24/7 HVAC services for all your residential, commercial, and new construction applications. Guys, when your home feels off and the comfort's not there, do yourself a favor and call Bowie's Heating and Air.
You don't know a fun fact about that?
What's the fun fact?
If you know Alex Bowie, you know he loves to talk. Like, in a good way, right? But, like, that man will just, stories for days, and he's really passionate about what he does. I've never seen that man talk as less as he did in that video, so I know it kills him to, like, literally only say, like 2 sentences.
And I don't mean this in a bad way, but you can tell in that video he's trying to think of what he needs to say without saying more than he needs to.
No, well, that's the thing. It's like you can almost see that he wants to say more. Like he's he's trying to, but like it's almost like the guy was like, "No, dude, you got like 10 seconds. Like get it in, get it out." I hate that, but like I'm just saying, if you ever get services from him and you meet Alex, man, it's a good thing. He's a great kid, and at the end of the day, he's gonna make sure that you're comfortable in your home. Because, as he said, if the comfort's not there, call Bowie's Heating and Air. There it is. We appreciate them guys so much. Them guys.
Yep.
Those guys.
So.
All right. So
part of
football.
this topic.
Let's talk about football.
Yep. So.
Foosball.
This thing that you were just talking about, where they have passed the age-based eligibility model. So the basic part of it is just like you said. There is no longer going to be any old heads that are going to be allowed to play college football just because they have eligibility left. So what this says, and this is from Pete Thamel, the NCAA Division I cabinet has unanimously voted to approve the age-based eligibility model. It's a landscape moment for the NCAA, marking a shift away from the model that allowed athletes 4 seasons of competition over 5 years with no age restrictions. So in the old model, you could basically be a 27-year-old freshman. And from that point, you had 5 seasons to be able to play, or 5 years to play 4 seasons.
And before you get your panties in the wad.
One of those included a red shirt.
And before you get your panties in the wad, if you do go to the military, you are exempt on this rule. I'm pretty positive.
Yes, and there's also an exemption for like mission for like BYU's sake. They have people that they go on mission trips and stuff. That's also exempt.
And I almost want to even say that like if you have a child or pregnant, like I think there's something in there.
I believe something like that on the women's side.
Yep. So So I mean, they really do try to give some credit where credit's due.
There are exceptions, but for the vast majority of people, this age-based model calls for an athlete's eligibility clock upon the initial full-time enrollment in college or at the beginning of the academic year following their 19th birthday. So, right out of high school, most people are 18 years old right out of high school. As soon as you enroll as a full-time student, that starts your clock. Or if you do decide to take a gap year, then as soon as you turn 19, that following semester starts your clock. And what it doesn't have in here...
What if you don't enroll in college at all until you're like 27? Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's... Mm-hmm. Once you turn 19, that would start your clock.
Doesn't matter. I've already done 3 years of college. Don't ask me about my 4th year. Gone.
Yeah. So this will begin this summer. So athletes from this past season, we talked about the possibility of if they approve it for athletes from this past season, somebody like Carlin Pickens could come back, which she's not now because she's in professional softball.
And she's killing it. So
yeah, but there's athletes that could have benefited from this. Felix Okpara is one of them. They could have benefited from this. But this will go into effect next season. Now, this is not officially passed. It will go in, or it's going to go above or in front of another board tomorrow. But it's almost certain that it will pass at this point because it was unanimously passed today by the NCAA cabinet. This is very similar to what Donald Trump brought up back earlier this year. And it is actually exactly what we talked about back earlier, because what it doesn't mention in this article that I actually looked up whenever I first saw this is basically you have 5 years to play 5 seasons of college football, 5 to play 5, like we talked about earlier this year.
Correct.
with some different athletes. So as long as you don't have an injury or anything like that, you can play 5 seasons now. Just like you've been able to. Obviously, one of those is a red shirt, so you're on the team, but you don't get to play. But you can play 5 seasons because you have 5 years to do so. But you cannot go past that mark. Once your 5 years is up, that's it. You can no longer play anymore in college. So that is huge news for college sports. You're no longer going to have 25-year-olds out there, looking for their 7th, 8th year of eligibility. It's cut and dry, 5 years to play 5 seasons.
Do you like that?
I love it.
I think I do too. I just like the idea that maybe one day I could go try to walk on somewhere, do something. But my time's running out. So, I mean, it really don't matter. But then again, like I said, you see a kicker be 37 years old and he's a junior in college or something, and he is a kicker and he's doing quite well. And it's like, man, that is so cool. Like to see a guy that like is almost like living a second prime, I guess. Man, I'm gonna really get slandered for that one. All right. Anyways,
but something else that I didn't mention there is this also means there's no longer going to be red shirts.
No.
Yeah,
Will
which
there
is
still be medical?
No, if you get hurt, then that counts towards one of your 5.
No, I disagree.
5
with
years.
I disagree with that one. That's unfortunate. I mean, you can't expect, especially if you tear an ACL in like game 2 of your freshman year or whatever. Well, now you're like, it almost keeps you from being able to play, because I'm serious, guys. ACLs is not like a 9-month process. I don't know how we've had a couple of athletes be able to do that, but like an ACL, MCL, like especially if you just blew out your knee to where you almost don't even know if you're coming back, but like that can affect 2 full seasons, and that would suck to get that counted against you. But it is what it is. It's part of the game, I guess.
Yep. But that also means that, in the past, lots of coaches have withheld players that they were trying to save eligibility for. Mm-hmm. That's no longer a thing now. You can play players as much as you want to without burning any eligibility, because everybody has the same eligibility now. It's 5 years.
Do you think with this you'll see more freshmen play? Because you're not worried about burning a red shirt?
I think you will. I think you're going to see a lot more freshmen playing
That's wild.
Meaningful minutes.
That's wild.
Because of that. So there are going to be drawbacks to it, but I think that the positives are going to outweigh the negatives with this rule, which is hard. Which is hard to say whenever it's a NCAA thing coming out. So,
well, so what you're saying is the NCAA has done something right.
I think in this case they have.
I need to figure out what's in your cup, brother.
Tonight I've got some sweet tea in here. So
yeah, and some Crown. Crazy.
Hey, it's mentioned out loud.
It's a good mix. It's a good mix. All right, credit that. If you have a drinking problem, just like a gambling problem, anyways.
Should we? Is there a drinking hotline that we need to start mentioning?
911? No, I'm joking. I don't really know.
But no, it's funny that you bring up the gambling hotline, because there's a guy at work that was talking about some of the bets that he placed on the World Cup, and I'm like,
dude, I'm killing it in the World Cup right now.
Yeah, I do not watch. I hadn't watched one single bit of the World Cup. I'm like, soccer.
Can I give you a betting tip?
Sure.
Only giving you this because I am 2 for 2 on this, and I've made quite a bit of money. When I say quite a bit of money, I'm talking like I put $2 down, I win like 30 or 40, which is crazy. That's why I'm like, all right, find out in the World Cup if there's still these games. Now, I know like right now in this type of play that there's heavy favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bet the over, under, cover, bullcrap, none of that. No. What you need to do, okay, is take like 3 bets, same value, and bet the perfect score correction, because you have a great feeling of who's going to win. So bet them to win 2-0, 3-0, 3-1 or 4-2. You know, like bet those bets, and then as the game is going, you got to watch it, but you can cash out for an insane amount if the. I'm telling you, I won one time. I had it 3-1. It was 2-1 the entire second half, and in the, you know how like after the 90 minutes they give you like a plus whatever.
Yeah, they
did like a +8. And in like the 7th minute of the +8, they scored to make it 3-1, and I actually won the full payout. I was so hyped, bro.
Nice.
It was insane. But I'm just telling you, that's what you do. You find the heavy favorite, and then bet on the correct score. And you do multiple bets. That way you have. Look, I'm just telling you, that's the go-to move. They don't want you to know about that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, he started talking about betting on it, so I just put in our work chat the hotline number and tagged him in it.
As you should, because if you're watching the World Cup at like freaking 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't know. It's crazy. Speaking of, though, the USA kind of crushed it.
They're doing pretty good right now.
They won like 4-1 and then 2-0. I don't know if they played a third game yet, but I'm telling you, they're crushing it. I'm proud of them. Not going to win the whole thing, I don't think, but I'm proud of them.
No, they're not. All right, SEC head coach rankings.
Let's do it.
All right, we will start with 16 and work our way down to 1. 16, I'm going to go Ryan Silverfield. You know, a lot of these down towards the bottom, they haven't proven anything yet, so it's really just fill in the blank. But I don't think Ryan Silverfield is going to work out at Arkansas, so he's my number 16.
That is such a easy. I almost don't want to put him at 16 just because I know he's not. All right. I'm going to put it 16. You know, yeah, just to be different. And I probably feel really bad about doing this because he was probably the worst but most competitive team in the SEC last year. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it again. Jeff Lebby. At number 16.
Jeff Lebby.
Again, dude started 4-0 and took Tennessee to overtime, I think.
He did, yep.
Yeah. And then I think went winless for the rest of the year, or maybe won one more game. Yeah, it's a tough situation there. I think he is better than 16, but he's going to have to prove it to me. My 15, I will then agree with you, Ryan Silverfield. There's just absolutely no way. There's no way. I have zero faith or belief in him doing anything at Arkansas. It was such a like plan Z or Y. Yeah, somewhere down there. I just can't see how one, it works out, how two, they can convince themselves to give them the support that he needs and actually act like that was the guy that they wanted. There's no shot. He's in a bad situation.
Yep. My number 15, I'm going John Summerall at Florida.
Oh, come on. I thought you were high on that guy.
I am not. I'm actually very low on John Summerall because I think he's Billy Napier 2.0. And some people might say there's nowhere to go but up for Summerall at Florida based on what Billy Napier had. I think that it can get worse. I really think that it can. And that's hard to say considering the position that Florida is in right now with their athletic department. But I've got a feeling that this is not going to go well for John Summerall, just like it didn't for Billy Napier. And honestly, we could be seeing Florida in the same situation that Tennessee was in basically the entire 2010s, as far as just failure of the head coach after failure of head coach.
But they're in the middle of that. That they are. I mean, they really are. They're at probably the 2017 season for Tennessee right now. They really thought Billy was going to be that guy. Wasn't after the 4th year. Canned them. They did terrible, 4-8 or something like that. I mean, it really is like if you were to compare it, they're at Tennessee 2017 right now.
Yeah. So I do think that on the horizon it could get better for Florida, but not this time. John Summerall at 15. My number 14. This is where I have Will Stein at. And I'm high on Will Stein because at Kentucky, there's nowhere to go but up. And I think that especially with a different philosophy, a different mindset for Kentucky, going to more of an offensive mindset, I think that Will Stein could have success. Now, what does success look like at Kentucky? Around 6-6, 7-5, 8-4 on a good season in the NIL era. I don't know if Kentucky is going to get back to the days that Mark Stoops had them at times around 9-3, 10-2. I just don't think that's going to happen again. But if Will Stein can consistently have them somewhere between 6-6 and 8-4 every year, I think that's success. And who knows, they might surprise me and be better than that. But the reason he's at 14 is because of the unproven nature so far. I mean, he's only been an assistant coach. He hasn't been a head coach before, and it's going to be his first year at Kentucky. So Will Stein.
Okay, you actually have him a little lower than I was anticipating. Even though he's at Kentucky, because I want to put him at 14 so bad, but I just don't want to keep doing the same thing you're doing. So let's throw a curveball out there. No, I'm not going to. I've got Jeff Lebby, Ron Silverfield. I am going to throw out as my 14th best head coach in the SEC as Shane Beamer.
Shane Beamer.
Understand that he went 9-3 2 seasons ago, and he actually thought he was close to being in the playoff. And I mean, credit. I mean, he kind of was. I think that was lightning in a bottle. Not sure how he did it, and I don't think he's getting anywhere close to it again. So, Shane Beamer as my, and he's probably getting fired, by the way. I think he's kind of dumb for not taking there's another job, right? The Virginia Tech job. Maybe they didn't even look at him, but I think he was kind of dumb for not taking the Virginia Tech job.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I think I think Virginia Tech clearly had their eyes on James Franklin, and they went out and got him. Maybe. I don't think that they were going after Beamer. I don't know. I feel
because
like
in the initial coaching search, I don't think Franklin was available then. I don't know.
Franklin was available because he got fired after like game 4 or 5.
No, he was available. I think I'm just surprised that Virginia Tech actually felt like they had a chance against Franklin initially. You know, he just went from the third best team in that Big Ten to the 10th best team to the ACC. Like, I don't know. Whatever. My 13th best is going to be John Summerall. I hate to just repeat, but it's the bottom it's bottom leaderboard, man. It's Florida, too, in the midst of their terrible run, which I freaking love, but I wish Tennessee would take a little bit more advantage of, and hopefully we will do that this year. Well, no, won't be this year, brother. We don't play Florida or Georgia. That blows my mind. Anyways, so that is my 16th, 15th, 14th, and 13th. Ball's back in your court.
My 13th, and you're going to hate me for this one, but for me, it's just because he hasn't done it at this school yet. Alex Golesh.
Yeah, that's weak.
He has shown it at the Group of 5 level. I think he's going to have lots of success. He'll probably be within the top 10 of this coaching list by the end of this season. But it's because of the lack of experience as a head coach at the Power 5 level. We don't know how it's going to go. I think it's going to go good. I know Skylar thinks it's going to go good. A lot of others think it's going to go good as well. But there's an outside chance that it goes vastly wrong, because if there's anybody that knows how to screw up a coaching hire, it is Auburn. If there's anybody that knows how to screw up the resources and things that a coach needs in a program, it's Auburn. So could go good, could go bad, but that's why I have Golesh in the spot that I do. Number 12. I should have him above several other head coaches, but I don't. It's Pete Golding. And I know people are going to say, oh, he just took that Ole Miss team to the Final Four. He took them to the semifinals, the college football playoffs. First off, that was Lane Kiffin's team that Pete Golding happened to lead the rest of the way. I don't think that's going to work out at Ole Miss either. I think it's going to go wrong in a hurry over the next couple of seasons. And he probably gets fired after 2 or 3 seasons there at Ole Miss. That's just my opinion there. I'm not a fan of Pete Golding getting hired on as Ole Miss's head coach.
Vandy Chris, I'm glad you asked this. How can we rank any of the new coaches ahead of the rest with no proof that they can actually win in the SEC. Buddy, this answer is so simple. We have so many examples of where that actually does not matter. Like, not even a little bit. So this whole idea that a coach is automatically better than the other just because he's coached another season ahead of, like, in the SEC, like, that doesn't, I think that's a little bit of, like, I hate to use the term derangement syndrome, like, but I think that is kind of like an SEC, like, bias to think that a coach is better than another coach solely because he's coaching the SEC. I really don't think that's
true. But I'm also going to throw out this example of player rankings that happened just last season. Arch Manning ranked number 1, number 2, depending on who you talk to in the SEC as far as SEC quarterbacks go. I had him ranked down around number 10 because he had shown absolutely nothing.
I got to be honest with you, though, that was probably the right spot to have him for the first 7 games of the season last year.
Where, number 10?
Yeah, Arch Manning was not that good of a freaking player until the second half of the season.
And that's what I'm saying. But you had all these preseason rankings and everything, had him number 1, number 2, had him as a Heisman contender.
He is, I would say now. Like, I would give him that now.
Yes.
I think they were just a year too early. Yeah.
Now, but last season where he had shown absolutely nothing, you're going to rank him number 1, number 2 ahead of some of these quarterbacks that have all the experience.
But
so that's
Chris,
where I'm kind of comparing.
As a Tennessee fan, dude, we brought in Josh Heupel after we just went 4-8 or something, winless in the SEC, and we literally went 7-6 in the first year and arguably beat Ole Miss. And arguably there was one other game, I swear, that we were like 2 plays away from being freaking 9-3 in Josh Heupel's first season. So, yeah, I'm not really worried about if they've coached in the SEC or not. I'm just worried about, do I feel like they're a good coach? And to be quite frank, a guy that I'm going to have decently high on my list is a guy that has been an assistant in the SEC and has plenty of experience in it. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm too passionate about that, but I genuinely don't think that this really matters. All right.
So I had Pete Golding at number 12.
That's right.
Number 11, that's where I have Shane.
I haven't given my 12, but that's fine. You know what?
Okay,
It's
sorry.
Cool. No, you go ahead. You already said it. You can't go back on it. Go for it. You're number 11.
I get.
You got excited.
After we had talked about all that, I just got lost in whose turn it actually was. But yeah, number 11, that's where I have Shane Beamer. You could argue that he should be lower on this list, as some of the newer SEC head coaches should be ranked higher than him. But kind of like we just talked about, how can you put any of them ahead of a coach that does have that SEC coaching experience? And you can split hairs on it whatsoever. But I've got Shane Beamer as far as the active head coaches that have coached a couple of seasons in the SEC. He's the last one on the list at number 11.
And I don't know. I think the way I'm ranking this is based off previous results, but also with the slight projection of what I think they're going to do this year. I think that's a fair way to put it. All right, so my number 12 guy is going to be Will Stein. I really don't know what to expect from this guy. But I do know that he came from Oregon, Dan Lanning.
Mm-hmm.
Solid offense. So I am intrigued to see how it goes. I don't like where he's at, but I think he is a good coach. I'm just intrigued to see how that plays out. And then with that being said, my number 11... 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Yeah, my 11. Sorry, I have to keep doing that because I can't count. Which direction do I want to go? I really don't want to go there. Oh, God. Ugh. Yo, this is hard, bro. These coaches are good. Or are they? I'm going to go, because I need to speed up. Pete Golding. I don't like that pick. Pete Golding at number 11. And I actually think he will be possible, like, most improved. I guess at the end of the year, he's probably one of those guys I look at and be like, man, he really moved up the chart. Or hopefully I have him right perfect. But he's my number 11. Do I need to go ahead and give you my 10?
Yeah, go ahead with 10 since I messed up.
Oh, no, you're good. My number 10 is going to be Alex Golish. I was kind of splitting hairs, though. I'm a little higher on Alex Golish than you are, but that's okay. I still have him bottom half the SEC, but I do think that he will succeed at Auburn eventually.
My number 10, I've got Jeff Lebby. And the reason I have him higher than Shane Beamer is right now we're seeing Jeff Lebby trending up. However, it's very small, but he's got an upward trend. Shane Beamer is trending down.
Wow. Jeff Lebby is trending up.
Like I said, it's very small, but you look, there was improvement between year 1 and year 2.
I agree with that.
It was just one game, and they did make a bowl game last year. Granted, because other SEC
I don't
teams,
know if that counts, but yeah.
Well, other SEC teams declined it, so they got in. But you're seeing a slightly upward trend with him that you're not seeing with Shane Beamer. That's why I have him ahead of Beamer. Number 9, Clark Lee.
That's a good spot.
Vanderbilt is trending upward as well, but we'll see how they do this year with no Diego Pavia. You've got 5-star Jerry Curtis, but what's he going to look like? What is he going to do this season? He doesn't have Eli Stowers at tight end. I can't remember who their running back is off the top of my head, but I can't remember if he's coming back or not. But, you still got talent there at Vanderbilt, but what are they going to look like this season? But, hats off to Clark Lee for the job he has done over the last couple of seasons. So, I think that number 9, that's a good spot. That's not too high, not too low for him. It's literally right in the middle.
I can't rate Beamer for anything. Still no Nate Emmett. That's unfortunate. I got to be honest with you. Fandy just went against his own thing. Like, hang on. Let's talk about it. Will Stein. Ron Silverfield. Pete Golding, who just coached an SEC team in the playoff, might I add?
But once...
It was multiple games. And it was a terrible situation. Let's be honest.
That was Lane Kiffin's team. That's why I had him as
I don't freaking care, dude. I don't freaking care. He literally won 2 playoff games without Lane Kiffin in a really messed up situation. But he's coached an SEC team in a game. Will Stein hasn't. Actually, he's below him. Hang on, Alex Golish hasn't. John Summerall hasn't. Like, come on. Get out of here. This show sucks. I'd like it if Skylar would finish the statement. M-I-Z. I finished it. You're welcome, buddy. That was all you put on the thing, though. So there's that. All right.
Hey, what about this? E-R-Y. Misery. Skeeter, appreciate you tuning in.
He's coming after your toes, brother. All right. My number 9 guy. My number 9 coach in the SEC is going to be Brent Venables. Coming fresh off a playoff. I think he got a little lucky, not going to lie. And I don't think what he's doing at Oklahoma is repeatable, if that makes sense. But now I may sound like an idiot because he does have a returning starter at the quarterback position. But let's be honest, that defense absolutely carried that team. And Tennessee choked away. Like, Tennessee choking away the game because Joey Aguilar decided to throw 17 interceptions and a fumble that got returned back. Like, if we don't throw the game away, Oklahoma doesn't make the playoff. And I don't know. Like, I think Brent Venables is not that good of a coach, period.
Breaking news, Skylar.
Oh, yeah. Let's see it.
Nate Emmett has been selected with the 13th overall pick to the Miami Heat.
Caught it.
I had
wrong
the
team.
Spot, wrong team.
I was thinking number 11, dude. Come on.
Yeah, so Nate.
Man, Andy Chris in here trying to edit his picks after he thought about it, typed it out. No, you Teeter.
He did that because Skeeter's in here now. But so go ahead.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, go ahead with your number 8. You had Brent Venables at number 9.
Brent Venables number 9. My number 8. Hot take. Do not care. Lane Kiffin.
Honestly, fair spot.
Yeah. No. It probably from the national perspective, you're like, you're an idiot. He's the highest paid. I don't care. That dude, and I can still say this, has never made a playoff. I can say that.
I'm gonna agree but disagree.
I know you can disagree because technically he did, but
he made a playoff. He just never coached in
it. The moment he made it, he dissed his team.
Yeah.
Either way.
So that's why these teams here these coaches in the middle for me, you're just splitting hairs at this point because I had Clark Lee at number 9. He's had Vanderbilt trending upward. He hasn't made a playoff yet. My number 8 is Eli Drinkwitz. He's had Missouri higher up there in the conference. They've slowly teetered down the last couple of seasons, by one game each year.
Right.
But he's still got them competitive. But once again, he hasn't made a playoff. So you could flop Clark Lee and Eli Drinkwitz at 8 and 9 right there.
No, that's fair. That was too low in lane, but that's fine. Eli Drinks.
Number 7 is where I have Brent Venables. You're getting into coaches now that have made a playoff. But I'm like you. When you look at the rest of the coaches that are left, I think Brent Venables is the luckiest one on there to make the playoff. He had a lot of breaks go his way, and when they got into the playoff last year, they choked it away against Alabama. They had, like a 3-touchdown lead or something like that at one point in the game, and Alabama came back and beat them to advance to the next round of the playoffs. So I kind of think, like you said, probably lightning in a bottle. I don't know if they replicate that success this next season, so that's why I have Brent Venables at number 7.
There you go. My number 7 is Eli Drinks, and I probably would switch Eli and Lane, but it is what it is. I can't edit my pick now. But Eli Drinks I just don't like him. But he is coached Missouri pretty well. Beat Ohio State, went 10-2, beat Ohio State a couple years ago. But my God, did he have an absolute all-American talent at running back. And he's been kind of savvy. And look for Missouri to kind of be a surprise team this year. He did pick up that backup transfer from Ole Miss.
Austin Simmons.
Dude, that's a scary pickup because Missouri and durable's not the right word. What's the word for a quarterback that's just kind of like a jack of all trades? Come on, help me out. I'm just gonna say talented quarterback.
Just a do it all.
But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Dual threat quarterback, I guess, is what I'm trying. But like a dual threat quarterback, Missouri's dangerous, and I think that he's kind of put himself in this position to be dangerous again. Missouri's gonna have a out of the nowhere blue, really good wide receiver. That you never really hear.
They've also got a returning running back that was one of the top in the SEC last year.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I like Eli Drinks at my 7 spot. I am a Lane Kiffin hater. It is what it is. I don't care. I think at my 6 spot, I can go ahead and go 6.
Yep.
I think at my 6 spot, I'm going to go Clark Lee.
That's a fair spot, too. I mean, Vandy Chris made some good points in the comment.
I don't want to put him top 5, but what he's done at Vanderbilt is actually insane.
Yeah, I mean, Vandy Chris makes a lot of good points that, what he inherited beforehand and what he's done with them since, it's incredible. He doesn't have some of the other things that these coaches in the top spot have as far as, they've made a playoff. You could argue Vanderbilt should have been in the playoffs this past season. You could argue a couple other teams should have as well. So, I mean, it's there. They're right there at it. He just hadn't quite gotten to that point that some of these other coaches have. So I think 6 is a fair spot for Clark Lee as well.
Vandy Chris has our boy in the top 4.
Vandy Chris, I will say,
I'm surprised by that.
I want to hear your reasoning behind Sark at 7. I
He's
do
going to get
want,
fired this year.
I do want to hear that.
Because he's just got money. He's got talent. He don't have to be a good coach when you got the players, dog.
Fair enough. My number 6, that's where I do have Lane Kiffin. So
You're way too high on him.
He has made a playoff now, the first playoff that he has ever made. But like you said, he hasn't coached in one yet because he left them before he even got to, coach in it.
Please tell me, and this is, I'm making it personal because we're Tennessee fans, but it blows my mind the way they talk about one coach to the next. Tell me, what has Lane Kiffin done that Josh Heupel hasn't? And why is Lane Kiffin more sought after? And I'm glad it is that way because I don't necessarily have to worry about Josh Heupel getting poached. But we're talking about Lane Kiffin being a top 3 coach in the nation, right? What has he done to really prove that? That's what I want to know.
Well, I tell you exactly why he is more sought after and why he's talked about more than Heupel is because he talks all the time. Heupel doesn't. So he gets more attention, which is
Just
why
the media in itself. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's crazy.
But one thing I will give Lane Kiffin is, he has coached Ole Miss to the best seasons in school history that they've had. I mean, their first 10-win, 11-win season, and he did it twice. That's something to be accounted for, but also
I'd agree with that.
He hasn't done anything past that either.
I'd agree with that.
So, I mean, that's why I have
Freeze was the coach that, and he did it with Bo Wallace. Was the year that they could have legitimately won it all before their star wide receiver snapped his ankle.
Yeah.
And so so Ole Miss had a history of being good, not great, right? So you're right.
Lane Kiffin basically took them to the great level. He just didn't take them to the elite level.
But to me, that's what Josh Heupel did with a freaking winless in the conference Tennessee team, and in year 2 almost had us in the playoff if it weren't for our quarterback tearing an ACL.
And that was a 4-team playoff.
And in year 4,
you made the playoff with a game manager at quarterback.
Correct. His worst
and an
quarterback
elite
statistically.
defense.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind. That's why I'm so low on Lane Kiffin. I don't really care.
So this is fair that Vandy Chris says Sark has been handed a program with unlimited resources and has underachieved every year versus expectations. That's fair. That's a fair point.
Did he really underachieved last year? I think we're being harsh.
Last season is the first year that
I feel like he just
met expectations.
Made the playoff, won a game or 2 in the playoff. I feel like in Arch Manning's first year, that was actually okay. I think what is soured everybody is, didn't they lose to A&M or no, they beat A&M, didn't they? They beat A&M at Kyle Field, did they not?
No, they lost to A&M.
Okay, so that's why it's a disappointment. 100%.
Yeah. Let's see. He's the only coach I've ever heard of getting fired standing on the tarmac. That was
for me. Josh Heupel versus Lane Kiffin. Lane has a vast history of cheating, accusations at Ole Miss, multiple infractions at USC and Tennessee. Josh Heupel took over an unbeaten UCF and regressed every year. So we're judging Josh Heupel off of 8 years ago rather than the last 5.
I mean, record-wise, yes, he regressed, but you also throw the COVID year in there as well. I mean, he definitely had a chance to do better than that.
I so disagree with this point. Josh Heupel's offense has been figured out. How? Bro literally had the leading rusher in the SEC last year. He dang near had... He did have the leading passer in the SEC. This makes no sense, bro. We just didn't have a defense.
That's my thing is, for the majority of the seasons, they haven't had a good enough defense.
Fact.
When you
this
take out the
idea that his offense
season,
has been figured out is baloney. Maybe Georgia. Okay? Maybe Alabama. But even Alabama, dude, we were about to have 20 points in the first half if it weren't for the pick 6 at the 1-yard line. I don't like this comment. I really disagree with you there, Vandy Chris, but it's fine. But Lane has not proven he can win without cheating. Yeah, I mean, or some sort of scandal. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot back in. We got to finish this list.
All right. Number 5, that's where I have Josh Heupel. He has made a playoff. He hasn't won the playoff yet. He's got multiple 10-win seasons. That's why I have Josh Heupel at number 5.
Boy, you're going to disagree with me on this one. I'm not being a homer, but I do have Josh Heupel one spot higher. The only person I'm going to put in between is yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't even care for the backside. I'm going to put Kalen DeBoer at number 5. Kind of, I guess, the same reasons why Vandy's kind of. I don't feel like Alabama's done anything but regress since he's gotten there. So he's also got an exact 1-1 against Josh Heupel. So I mean, I feel like they're kind of tied in that series there. It's just basically whoever's had the home game. So yeah, give me Kalen DeBoer at the 5 spot. He did make a playoff last year, but missed it the year before. With Nick Saban's team, technically he missed. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Kalen DeBoer number 5.
All right, who's your number 4?
I already told you, my boy Josh Heupel. Let's go.
All right, it's Josh Heupel. My number 4 is where I have Mike Elko. He did make the playoffs in year 2. He didn't win a game this year. But he took the program that, don't even remember who was there before, Jimbo Fisher. Took the program that Jimbo Fisher had with unlimited resources, and he actually did something with it, something that Jimbo could not do at A&M. They did go 8-4, 9-4 after the bowl game in year 1, but then turned around and went 11-1 this past season, made the playoffs, but then choked in that playoff game against Miami. Mike Elko, I think, is a force to be reckoned with at A&M with those unlimited resources. So he's also got his quarterback coming back. He's got a lot of pieces coming back. Look out for Texas A&M this year. I do have Kalen DeBoer at number 3. Kalen DeBoer has taken a team to the playoff, or he has taken 2 different teams to the playoff. Made the national championship game with Washington, and then at Alabama. This is where I'm actually going to disagree with you. I do feel like at first he had Alabama looking like they were regressing, but you look at the heater that Alabama went on towards the end of the season. Then they made the playoffs. Granted, you could say that is definitely a asterisk beside it. Yes, they made the SEC title game. I don't necessarily agree because that third loss came in the SEC title game. Anyway, they beat Oklahoma in the SEC or in the college football playoffs. Mm-hmm. So he's got a playoff win under his belt where some of these other coaches don't. That's why I have him at number 3.
That's fair. Josh Heupel doesn't. He got steamrolled by the team that steamrolled everybody except. Mm-hmm. No, they pretty much steamrolled everybody. I'm sorry for my face the last 20 seconds. Vandy Chris has just confused the crap out of me. No, I don't. I'm not only blown away by your number 2. I don't really care about 4, 3, or 1. You are way too, and I'm even saying that I may even be too high. I think you're way too high on Josh Heupel. I got to be honest. As a Tennessee fan, that is kind of a dumb spot to have him. I think.
Because what has Josh Heupel really done at Tennessee other than get them? He has got them multiple 10-win seasons.
I don't really agree with that take. It's just more of a because I think Josh Heupel's done nothing but make us a steady force of an 8-4 better team. Right, our floor has raised.
What has he accomplished? I guess should have been a better term.
But like in the last 4 years, I mean, the man went 11-2, 9-4, 10-3, 8-4, 8-5. I guess technically we lost the ball game. So the man has raised our bar, raised our floor.
The floor is raised now.
And yeah, so like it's just a number 2 coach in the SEC in my opinion, needs to be an every year in the playoff type guy.
Mm-hmm. We haven't.
I don't think Josh Heupel's that. But then again, I don't think his number 3 or number 4 is that either. So, all right, I'm cool with it. All right, I am blown away. I am blown away. That blows. I'm gonna just go ahead and hit you with the top 3. Let's do the box here. Okay. Number 3 is Mike Elko. What he's done at A&M as quickly as he's done it. They've got money. I get that, but still, you got to go out there and win games, and they've been able to do that for the most part. He's also got his quarterback back this year. I think A&M is going to be pretty freaking good. Number 2, I've got Steve Sark, Keegan.
So R2 and 1 are going to be the same then because I've also
because
got
that's the right 2 answers. Let's be honest. The only reason why I think Vandy Chris is a little low on Sark is kind of the same reasons why I was kind of joking about it. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about the best coaches, the best programs right now, it's Texas and Georgia, without a doubt. I mean, nobody can argue the number one guy. So, yeah, I like our pick. But dude, Vandy Chris saying what he said about Josh Heupel and then put him at 2, it's kind of like, wow. I'm just glad that it wasn't us. It wasn't the Vol fans that put him at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, but somebody we didn't mention, number 1, Kirby. I mean, he's the only one here that's got a national title.
He doesn't have to be mentioned, bro.
No, he doesn't have to. But I mean, he's the clear-cut number 1. He's won 2 national titles at Georgia. He's consistently every single year in the top part. So, all right, Vandy, to this point here, yes, he inherited a program that was winning 8 and 9 games every single year.
I don't think they ever won 9 games, by the way.
But that was a program that with Jimbo Fisher was consistently underachieving. In his first 2 seasons at Texas A&M, he has met expectations and then exceeded expectations last season. I don't think anybody had Texas A&M going 11-1, at the end of the season with their only loss to Texas. Now, did they probably have them losing to Texas? Yes, but I don't think anybody had them going 11-1. But that's why I think that he's high up on that list.
It was a letdown in the playoff.
It definitely was a letdown.
Your quarterback crapped the bed in the playoff. But that doesn't change the fact that Mike Elko when you win 11 games in general, that puts you pretty high on the list. To be able to do it in your second year is pretty insane. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think Jimbo Fisher ever did better than 8-4 in the regular season, even after beating Bama. Like, the dude just choked everything in the second half of the season. So, I do think Mike Elko is the guy. I think he's pretty solid.
Yep, absolutely.
I want to wait for a second. Wait, by the Milwaukee Bucks or the Miami Heat?
I wonder if there was a trade or something, because he was drafted by the Heat at number 13. So I wonder. Oh, I bet he was part of that trade, because anybody that doesn't know, Giannis Antetokounmpo was just traded yesterday to the Heat, and I bet that part of that trade was this year's draft pick. So I bet Nate.
So did you have like the wrong draft order because of the?
It could be. It could be that mine just wasn't updated, or maybe the Heat actually got to draft.
Nope, he got traded.
I don't know how that works.
He got traded.
He got traded.
So, you're right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that is crazy. I still don't mind that landing spot for him at the Bucks, because the Bucks have been pretty decent as of late. So I think I don't mind that.
I think the only thing I'd change. All right, so I've got Curb, Steve, Mike Elko, Josh Heupel, Kalen DeBoer, Clark Lee. I think my only change, and honestly, I have Eli Drinks at number 7. I'd probably drop him to 9 and bump up Lane and Brent Venables. It's probably my only change. And then Alex Golish, Pete Golding, Will Stein, John Summerall, Shane Beamer, very low on Shane Beamer, don't really like him. And then the only reason why Ryan Silverfield's over Jeff Lebby for me was to be different than you, but I think Jeff Lebby is a better coach than Ryan Silverfield. But that's my 1 through 16 in recap, and can't wait to be wrong.
Yeah, my 1 through 16, I've got Kirby, Sark, Kalen, Mike Elko, Josh Heupel, Lane Kiffin, Brent Venables, Eli Drinkwitz, Clark Lee, Jeff Lebby, Shane Beamer, Pete Golding, Alex Golish, Will Stein, John Summerall, and Ryan Silverfield.
And you have no regrets. Like, that's the list. Even after we talked about it, you're like, yeah, that's pretty right.
I mean, I could split hairs and swap Eli and Clark. I could split hairs and swap Lane Kiffin and Brent Venables. I could do something like that, but other than that, I'm pretty set in my list right now.
I like my top 5.
Yeah, I like mine as well.
And Clark Lee's knocking on the door. I just got to see what he does with the Alto Pavia. I got to see it.
Yeah. So, Skylar, a little bit of a teaser over the next couple of weeks. So, our schedule predictions will start in 2 weeks on July the 7th. So it's
Tennessee's going all the way, baby, with Ron Staub as their quarterback.
Hey, he still could win the starting spot.
You sense my sarcasm, though, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, July the 7th is when we will begin our schedule predictions. The very first week, we will do one team, and then after that, it'll be two teams every single week until we get to the week of game day. That's when we'll do our Tennessee prediction. That's when we'll do our opening game preview, that type of thing. We've also got position group previews coming up as well. Next week, because do you know what happens next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday is
July the 1st.
Adidas drop. Let's go.
Tennessee is officially Adidas, and not
They
Nike.
better have the black outline. I'm gonna be pissed.
So what I want to do next Tuesday for the show, I want us to come up with our top 10 either moments, games. We can decide off stream if we want to do top 10 moments or top 10 games or top 10 plays, something like that, of Tennessee when they were wearing Nike.
Oh, bet. Okay.
That can include
That's
the
an
national
easy number one.
That can include the national title for Tennessee baseball. It can include beating Alabama in 2022, whatever
Without
the case.
a doubt.
So we'll
Number
we'll
one.
just
Number two would be the Hail Mary, Dobbs, nail boot.
we'll decide.
Sorry, I
off-
can't be doing this. Stop. All right.
We'll decide off stream whether we want to do the moments, the plays, or the games. But we're gonna do top 10.
Vanny Chris, if you were tuned in earlier, I already mentioned this, my boy. Yeah, so JP Estrella technically has no coach, which means he does have the chance to enter the portal once again. The problem is he hasn't done it yet. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens. But will Tennessee take him back? Probably not.
Is there any surprise that there are rumors about
Michigan cheating?
Cheating?
What? Nah, dude. No shot, bro. I wonder if it's the same dude.
I wonder if Connor Stallions is still around.
Yeah, Connor Stallions.
So you want to know what happened here? So Michigan saw all of this going on with Texas Tech, and they said, "No, we want to be back in the news. We're the ones that, don't play things the right way." So that's exactly why all this happened. Why Dusty May left. So,
Betty Chris brings up a good point. I was actually there at the game, and I knew we were losing when I seen this live. I swear to God, you can't. I understand that you're like, oh, you're just saying that because dude. I swear when we came out with no shirts on, and it was literally like 1 degree. I'm like, what in the F are we doing? Like, this is just stupid. Like, there's things that you do to like create some intimidation, and then there's things that are just stupid. And that's got to be the dumbest thing we've ever done. And like, honestly, we deserve all the hate for that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, Skylar. Well, do you have anything else tonight before we close out?
No, man, I'm a little tired, brother. Birthday, got to celebrate it. Got to celebrate Father's Day. I didn't. I'm not a father. I'm not a dad. I mean, I'm a dad, but like in other ways. It's anyways.
You are a dad. You've got dogs.
I got fur baby. That's what I'm saying. Like in other ways. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
And then also, like, my boys, they need a father figure. So, I just have to remind them who's dad every now and again. So,
That's right.
Other than that, especially in the golf game, like, I got to show them how it's done. But no, fun weekend. I've actually had some big changes in my personal life, and I will keep you updated with that because I want to wait till it is, like, actually happening before I announce it. Exactly. Yeah. But just know that Cupcake's about to be in his flow state again. That's the hint that I'm going to give you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you on that. Can't wait to hear what all's going on.
It just came to my attention that people may not know who Cupcake is. I just referenced myself in third person. Follow my social media, you'll know all about it. But yeah, my lifelong nickname is Cupcake. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, roast me in the comments. That's fine.
Yeah, but I do want to bring your attention again to the College Huddle, as there's probably going to be some videos start getting posted again on the College Huddle. It took a little bit of a down period in the off season. Just Eric got real busy with it, wasn't able to keep up with it. But what he has done now is there's a select few from the College Huddle that he trusts that he is asked to create a video or two every week or a video or two a month, something like that to help him out. And there's going to be a couple of us start posting some videos. I've actually got one that's going to be getting ready to go up either this week or next week on the College Huddle. So make sure you check that out as well. But if you don't mind, if you haven't already, give us a like on this video and subscribe. We're at 628 subs on YouTube. Thank you to everybody that is subbed there. Facebook continues to kill it with the reels, especially on the countdown. We are almost at 3,000 followers on the Facebook page. And then TikTok is taking off as well. X and the Instagram accounts are both kind of out there, still posting on there, but not getting the love that some of the other ones are. But if you do have any of those accounts, follow us on there as well.
You want to address this comment?
Let's see. Here that Josh Elander does not like being a head coach, and there's a path for him to step back and allow Tony V to return if he gets fired by the Giants.
You want to hear my thought first?
I don't believe this is true at all. I mean, what coach, whenever they finally get to be a head coach, unless it just completely crashes, burns, and fails, wants to take a step back to being an assistant coach again? So I don't see this being true. I think, and I think that Elander is the guy. I think that, this first season he has some kinks and things he had to work through. And I think this next season he's, not that he didn't have his guys his past year, but there was some issues within the program that needed to be addressed, whether it be players, whether it be coaching staff, and I think he's got some of those fixed. I think that next season you're going to see Tennessee back competing once again towards the top of the conference, making a run in the postseason, that type of thing. As far as Tony V goes, do I think he's going to last much longer at the Giants? No, I don't. But unless...
Is it really that bad of a season? Like, I didn't feel like the Giants are that bad.
Apparently, it's not the on-the-field results as much as it is some of the other things going on with the program or with the club that people within that organization just don't like. So I don't think it's really going to work out in the long run. What I am really afraid of, and it's something that you wouldn't have heard me say last season when Tony V was still the head coach at Tennessee. I'm afraid that when Dave Van Horn decides to give it up at Arkansas, Tony V's the guy at Arkansas now.
I think there's so much speculation. About this comment alone, there's two things that have to be true, and that's one, that he gets fired by the Giants, and then two, that if Josh Elander does not like being a head coach, what does that even mean, brother? How do you not like being a head? That's what you work your entire life towards to be, and so I don't think that's a thing.
And it could be that this comment does have some merit as far as maybe he does not like the media part. There are head coaches that don't really like the media part of things, but that's the way the game is now. Do I think that's going to deter him from continuing to be Tennessee's head baseball coach? No, I personally don't. Could it be something else that I don't know about behind the scenes? Yeah, it could be, because I'm not an insider. Me and Skylar, neither one are insiders here. We're just fans of the program.
I was going to say, the other merit thing is that Tony V and Josh Elander had a hell of a relationship. So it would take a massive respect thing to say, yeah, Tony, this was your program. You built it up. I'll take a back seat. But you best believe that Josh Elander would then be the highest paid assistant coach in America.
100%.
There's no shot. So I don't know, especially if Josh Elander really didn't do anything to merit taking a step back or getting fired as a head coach or anything like that. It's just solely to hand the keys back over to the guy that sold you the vehicle anyway. It's just that's a whole situation that could get messy. But I think a lot of this is just Tennessee fans trying to figure out a way to get him back, and I just don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Well, Skylar, I hope you have a great week this week, man. I hope all of you have a great week as well. Enjoy this down period before sports start coming up again. You can watch the World Cup if you want to. I know I personally won't, but enjoy this time. We're about to, as Skylar mentioned last week, we're about to get into talking season. I already mentioned earlier that we have got schedule predictions coming up. We've got position previews coming up. SEC Media Days is coming up.
I have a topic.
Okay, what you got?
We should have a fun segment where we try to guess who are the 3 Tennessee players that will represent the team for Media Days. Because that has not been announced. And
let's see.
We just have to try to figure out who we think's the best representatives. I've got one, locked, ready to go in the chamber. You want me to go ahead and spoil it?
Go for it.
I think Ethan Davis will be one of the 3 players at SEC Media Days.
He very well could be.
Josh Heupel's had a history of bringing tight ends. So I think Ethan Davis being your number 1 tight end without a doubt, I think Ethan Davis may be one of your 3 representatives at the Media Days.
So remind me, July the 14th. We will do that. We will guess. Well, we might need to do it
That'll
earlier.
be too late.
I was going to say, we might need to do it. I tell you what, let's do that next week.
Bet.
While it's still
it'll be quick. I mean, we're just trying to guess 3 players. That's fine. But I think that'll be a fun segment, especially if we actually hit on 2 of them. Because, dude, we're literally picking 3 players legitimately out of 100. So we're probably going to be wrong. But it's fine.
Yeah, but we've got
let's say out of 22. I mean, it's going to be a starter. So, I mean, I'll narrow it down a little bit. But, I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. So, Faison Brandon's going, right? So
that's what I heard. I mean, Ron Staub, actually. He's actually taken all 3 quarterbacks.
So
he's got to figure out who does the media the best.
3 players going to be the quarterbacks.
He's got to figure out who does the media the best. That's actually what's going to determine the starting quarterback is how well they answer the questions.
Exactly, yeah. So we already figured it out. But no.
Maybe we should be insiders. This is crazy. This is so easy.
Yeah. I mean, we tend to be right on a lot of things. We're right about on the 5 to play 5 thing a couple months ago. Now
I'll give you that. You locked that in pretty early. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I mean, you've been right about several things as well.
You just can't name one of them. That's
I can't.
It's fine. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. I'm not crying.
No, I gave you complete credit about Frank Anderson whenever he left.
Yeah, I knew he was leaving. No, there was no shot. Yeah. I think Clark Lee is taking Cedi Alexander, Cade McConnell, and Junior Sherrill. Are you guessing, or do you know this?
That's probably not a bad lineup. Cedric Alexander, the running back, Junior Sherrill, wide receiver. I don't remember Cade McConnell. I know the name, but I can't remember what position he is. But we'll discuss. Yeah,
I like it. He's playing along with us.
We'll discuss that next week, who we think is going to go. We'll also talk about the top 10, whether it be moments, games, or plays with Tennessee when they were in Nike. And then we'll have one more segment that we hadn't decided for sure yet on. But appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. All the comments, Vandy, Chris, Tennessee football, Rhonda. I believe those were the main 3 people. And then, of course, Skeeter. Make sure you go over to Skeeter's podcast. Give him a like and a subscribe as well. He's a great guy. Really looking forward to having him on at some point. Might have him on the week that we do the Missouri prediction. Have him kind of talk a little bit about Mizzou football this season, since Tennessee will not be playing Missouri. But once again, really appreciate you all tuning in. And as always, go Big Orange, everybody.